Okay, here's my tasting notes for Big Red Robe. I just love the sound of that. It's also known as Don Hong Pao, and as always, I am not a professional. I'm not sure how these are pronounced, but you can see they're big, dark leaves, so I expected the tea to be very dark and actually I expected it to be red. But here's the color of the tea, and I actually really like this tea a lot. Here's the leaves. I was quite surprised by it. So I've been drinking it quite a bit already since my first tasting. So here's my tasting notes on it. You can see there how it is pronounced and a few photos I have of them. So this is also known as a rock oolong or oolong. They're the same kind of things. So this is from 7 Cups Fine Teas in Arizona. They specialize in Chinese teas. And I took a long time to learn about this, and I'm going to let you read some of this, and if you need to, pause, because I don't know how to pronounce this stuff. But there's the city in the Fujian province of China. I hope I pronounced that right. And there's the name of the tea bushes. Now, this is a blend, and I think most of the rock oolongs are blends, if I remember correctly. But I love roasted tea. Like Lapsang Souchong is my favorite. And this one is right up there because it is roasted. And so there was a lot of information on the website, and I found a lot of information online that I gathered. So it's first withered in the sun, tumbled in bamboo drums, lightly rolled and baked, and then roasted over charcoal. And so it's not just roasted, but it's roasted over charcoal. And I remember when we first tasted this, my husband really got the charcoal flavor, and I was like, oh, I don't get that. And then I read it was roasted over charcoal, and I was like, you were so right. You have some great taste buds there, because I did not pick up on the charcoal part. So so the leaves are dried over multiple roastings, with each roasting lasting 8 to 12 hours. I just have to give it to all these tea masters. They really know their craft, and we don't give them enough credit when we go buying this tea and just chucking it down. So let's see. And then the tea gets dried over charcoal pot smothered with ashes in a large bamboo basket. Can you imagine? I'm just picturing it. Each of the baskets at the height of roasting reach approximately 266 degrees. About every 45 minutes to an hour, the tea gets removed from the basket, shaken to mix it so that it's even roast. And so that causes a not natural amount of breakage. And there's some more information I gathered, which you are welcome to read about. Pause the video if you need to read. These are my personal notes. They are likely to change. The tea leaves are allowed to rest between roastings. I think I got all this on a video. I don't remember because it was so many days ago already. And I'm just now trying to catch up on recording the videos. Yeah. So my notes, oh wow, look at all these notes. They're made from bushes grown from cuttings from the original mother bushes of the Wuhe Mountains, where oolong teas were first invented in the 16th century, over 350 years old. So this isn't the actual 350-year-old bush, but it's a cultivar. So in other words, they created a new variety from the original bush that began in 1985. And then it's blended with other bushes. So that's super, super cool how they can do that. So I expected this, maybe since it was roasted and stuff, to be on the spectrum more in the, because the name's Big Red Robe, so I thought it was going to be more like in the mahogany, but it's brown. It's definitely brown, so you see it on the scale there. My aroma flavor that I picked up was in the wooded, nutty, and fruit categories. And I put notes of a dry, very unique and complex smell, very enjoyable. Wet, when I smelled the wet, I got the same smell, but it was very potent, and I smelled the roasted as well. Body was full, so it's way up there on the body. Astringency, though, was very light, and so that's important to me. I do not like very astringent teas, and this one was bright light, so the fact that it's full and not, and just middle of the road, great astringency, loved that. And I love that it tastes like it smells. And actually, that's not a sexy tea. My husband and I were talking about that. A sexy tea is when it is attractive in the beginning by when it smells. Just like you are attracted to the opposite sex because it looks wonderful and it smells wonderful. You might have on a great perfume, but then when you get to know the person, a sexy person is kind of empty, and I think the term is elegant. An elegant person is one that you want to keep. It's a keeper. So this is elegant tea. It's a keeper because it tastes like it smells. So when you get to know the person and their personality and you talk to them, you want to talk to them forever. And the looks meet the personality. So it feels like a warm, cozy winter tea. Yeah, I'm going to order this again for winter. And I read plum or peach, but I do not get that except in the dry aroma. I did smell it in the dry, so that's the fruit up here, but I did not taste it. I don't know what's wrong with my taste buds. It says 5 steeps, but sometimes I personally can get much more out of the tea than recommended. This tea began to lose flavor after 4 steeps. So other teas than this one, I should clear that up and make that more clear. Sometimes I can get up to 10 steeps out of them, which make them very economical. This one, though, I didn't get as many steeps. Like 4 steeps was kind of tops. The finish, I got juicy lingering. So it was juicy, but it also lingered. It's not lingering and aromatic only. It kind of is a juicy, kind of in between. Love this tea, would keep it on hand. So this was a 5 Hearts tea. I would, in the winter, I would keep this on hand. Definitely. I really like that. And here's an image of the mountains where it is grown that I did a screenshot off of online. So let me know what you think about this kind of tea, this Big Red Robe, and I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments.